from your business or whatever. And so that is the definition of how wealthy you are. All right? And that's determined by you. No one knows that but you. All right. Well, now you can understand why a person can be perceived as being rich, but don't have money to invest. They spend all that they make, or they spend more than what comes in. All right. All right. Now, according to Mr. Kiyosaki, 50% of the adult population are in this category of zero financial intelligence. They have no money to invest. They either spend all they make or more than they make. Savers are losers. Now, don't get upset if you all save money in the bank, okay? Let me explain to you what he means when he says that, all right? I can see that. I can already see your faces. It's recommended that you put aside 6 months to a year's salary or income for an emergency rainy day fund. You should do that, all right? That should be liquid. That should be something that you can tap right away in case of an emergency. But after that, if you put any of your money in the bank or in the savings alone, you really lose it. And let me tell you what I mean by that. The value of your dollar, the value of the dollar has declined significantly. You know it's declined significantly because when they took the dollar off the gold standard, you know, the Federal Reserve, they can print dollars whenever they want to print some. When they need some more money, they just go and print it. All right, but what's backing it up? All right, so they just print it, and the buying power of your money is affected by inflation, taxes, and other things. So over time, if you just let your money sit, it's like stagnant water. It's not doing anything. It's not producing anything. And in fact, eventually, you know, stagnant water, it evaporates. And if you leave it in the glass long enough, won't be no water in that glass. It'll be all gone. That's the way money is when you just park it and let it sit. All right? That's a good analogy, isn't it? All right. I didn't get that from Mr. Kiyosaki. Okay, a lot better with that one. Okay. Now, the biggest market, you know, the biggest market in the world is the bond market. A lot of y'all may not know that. The biggest market in the world is the bond market. Now, bond is another word for savings. Bond is another word for savings. Now, there are different kinds of bonds for different types of savers. There are U.S. Treasury bonds. There are corporate bonds. Now, of course, U.S. Treasury bonds are issued by the United States government. Corporate bonds are issued by corporations. All right? This is how they raise money. Municipal bonds. Municipal bonds are issued by municipalities, cities. They issue these to raise money. That's how they buy fire trucks, they build fire stations, what is that? That's what they're doing. They issue bonds, people invest in those bonds, and they pay back. And they pay back on the interest, okay? And then, of course, there are what they call junk bonds, which really don't hold their value. When you invest in them, you're really taking a risk. All right, so, anyway. So the bond market is bigger than the stock market or the real estate market. And why is that? Because most people are savers. And they are what they call level 2 investors. So, savers, bond holders, and people who save their money in retirement plans park their money, investing for the long term. Now, that's what savers do. Professional investors move their money. See the difference now? Professional investors, they move their money. Others, they just park it for the long term. So professional investors, they invest their money in an asset. Now, listen to this. They invest their money in the asset, get their money back without selling the asset, and move their money to buy more assets. All right? And let me just use real estate. Let me just use a house if you want, or a building. Let's just say a 6-flat building. They purchase a 6-flat building. They put a down payment on it, and then they finance it using other people's money. It can be the bank or whoever, but they're not using their money. They're using other people's money. They get their down payment back, and they're going on to another asset. Now, they still own this asset. They still own the building, and they're getting the renters there are paying the mortgage and then paying for the expenses and a little bit more. And that investors put that money in their pocket. And now they got their down payment back. Now they're going to buy another asset and another asset. All right? But the saver, that money just sitting in the bank somewhere. And they're getting that one little interest, whatever it is, 2%, 3%, and you know, and in fact, and if it's too low, the banks charge you for keeping the money there. All right? They charge you fees. I closed out an account because my account got too low. The next thing I know, they were charging me for keeping my money in their bank. So I closed the account out. I said, what I look like paying you to keep my money in your bank? Anyway, so this is why savers who park their money are the biggest losers. Now, you see what I'm saying when I say savers are losers? All right, you see what I'm saying now? See, don't get mad. Get smart. You see, we get mad. This tell us, I've been doing it all my life. I've been told I should save all my life. Who said we weren't lied to? We've been lied to about a lot of things. All right? Bankers love you. They invite you. Come on. Yes, come on. Put your money in my bank. All right. So, here's level 3. This is the I'm too busy. This is the investor that's too busy to learn about investing. All right? Too busy to learn about investing. So, people who have 401ks, IRAs. An IRA is IRA. It means individual retirement account. That's what that means, IRAs. And even some wealthy individuals, investors, are at this level. They turn their money over to an expert and hope and pray their expert is really an expert. And that's what they're doing. How many of y'all have seen that commercial on TV called Stay on the Green Line, Fidelity? I know some of y'all have seen that commercial. You know, he's on the green line, and he's flying, he's on the green line, you know. Well, a lot of people go and turn their money over to investors like, people like Fidelity, and some of these other ones. And you're hoping that they're going to get a good return on your money. But you're putting your trust in them. And you're accepting what they tell you. You're not going to check it out now. You're just accepting it, and you're giving your money to them. That's what the I'm too busy investor does. Now, level 4, the professional. I'm a professional. This is the do-it-yourself investor. This investor is really in the S quadrant. Now, I talked about the S quadrant, right? On the job, right? Many retirees become level 4 investors when their working days are over, because now they got time, all right? Those who invest in their ongoing financial education, taking classes regularly, and hire a coach to help them enhance their performance will outpace those who just do it on their own, all right? And so let me say this again. For those who just do it on their own, if you go and educate yourself, and he said he put in there hire a coach. Well, that's because his next business that's one of his businesses. I told Mr. Kiyosaki. He has coaches. Well, your coach may be a book, or several books, maybe some classes, additional classes. All right, okay? So the key thing is to get some resources that are beyond what you know. But if you're willing to enhance your education, you're going to always outpace the person who just says, you know, no, I know it. I can get all along. So, but what he also says is this. With a sound financial education, some level 4 investors can reach level 5. And level 5 is the capitalists. The capitalists. Now here's how he defines the capitalists. This is the richest people in the world level. I'll say this again. This is the richest people in the world level. The level 5 investor is a business owner, a B, investing in the I quadrant. So they're usually a business owner, a B, investing in the I quadrant. That's the capitalist. These investors create the instruments that other people buy. They create the investments that other people buy. So the reason they sell shares in their businesses is because the more they share, the richer the entrepreneur becomes. Now let me use an example.